Dear ones, I am the Archangel Michael. Today, I will continue with the subject that I talked about earlier about the etheric body. Remembering, the etheric body is a layer of energy which you have above the physical body. It's like a bubble that surrounds you, but with a certain thickness. So the etheric body reproduces your entire physical body. And why is he not seen? Because it is energy, so it reproduces your physical body, energetically speaking. I have already explained here that there is an exchange between the physical body and the etheric body. All the bodies that you have are brought by the soul at the moment of incarnation, that fractal that is incarnating. So that fractal, when it disembodies, takes all these bodies with it. And when he incarnates again, the bodies return and remain outside the physical body. Very well. Then the soul passes to the etheric body. All these feelings, all the actions, all the scars that she collected during her walk, and mainly, those feelings that she was unable to digest. It is always worth mentioning, as it is interesting. Positive feelings are quickly forgotten. I am not saying here that you don't remember, but you insist to repeat, to remember, to always dwell on those negative events. What happens when you do that? You give more strength to that feeling. So that's what I'm going to complement the subject of the etheric body today. I told you that the soul brings scars from badly digested feelings, precisely from feelings fed over time. Your chakras are there, keeping the balance of it all, keeping those minds well hidden so they don't explode. This is the perfect body. Then you start to live. Positive feelings, positive actions, positive thoughts feed what? They feed this balance of your chakras, because they are positive feelings, actions, and thoughts. That is, they are light. And where there is light, there is balance, there is production of good things. So your organisms work evenly, the glands work perfectly, you sleep well, you maintain an ideal weight, because you do not eat to satisfy your sadness. You try to eat properly. From time to time you even skid. But that is so small that it does not take the general context out of balance. So that's what I always say here. You are looking to eat properly. Then one day you will go to a party where you cannot stop eating those sweets. After all, it does not appear every day in your life. My brethren, no one is prohibited from anything. Eat the sweets. But what do you have to do? It is not carrying more sweets home. Ate at the party, it's over. And then the next day, eat fresh food, food from the land without meat, so that your body can rebalance itself from that pile of candy you ate. Do you understand? This is how you can get out of line once in a while and go back to it. It is not just cutting everything and never again. Whoever has the willpower and gets it, congratulations. I will say that you have never actually been addicted to anything. But those who have an addiction to sweets, like the example I mentioned, always have relapse. And that is not what will get you out of line to the fifth dimension. As long as that imbalance is cleared the next day, with lots of water, fresh food, and food from the land, and without meat of any kind, then I tell you, everything is rebalanced again. Look at my example, a party. For the vast majority here, parties don't happen every day. They are parties that are quite sporadic. So that slide was sporadic. Then some will say, but then every weekend, so I'm going to do this, and the next day, I balance soups. Oops. Then you are constantly leaving the line, and then it will have a price. Everything, my brothers, has to be balanced. Understand what I said. You can get out of line. Rarely you can. But it is not always, because if this becomes a constant, then the balance went to space, returning to feelings. So you have good feelings. You are balancing your bodies. Your bodies shine because those positive feelings emanate light. And you feel happy. You feel cheerful. Sometimes for nothing, you're laughing for nothing. There are days when you wake up with an indescribable joy. Why am I like this? Nothing special happened to me, but I'm happy. I'm happy. What is it? It is your body saying to you, thank you. It is your etheric body saying, thank you. Your other bodies saying, thank you. You put us in balance, so you feel this joy out of nowhere. This joy that comes from within, and you don't know why it is like this. So now you know, it's your whole body, your aura, your body's all saying, thank you. We are in balance, so my brothers, this is a state that you should try to maintain daily. Because there is nothing there. There is no disease. There is no news. There is nothing that will get you off balance. You will remain balanced, laughing for nothing, as you usually say. So realize the good that you do to yourself when you keep yourself balanced. Balanced in actions, thoughts, words, and food. Never forget that food is what gives energy to your body. And this energy can be good or bad. And it will interfere in this quantum, which is added to give a positive or negative value. Very well. Unfortunately, you can't keep it that way for a long time. You are happy one day, and in the next few days, that joy is gone. Because something imbalanced you in one of these sources: feelings, thoughts, actions, and food. One of these caused such an imbalance that you can no longer laugh for nothing. You are thoughtful, overwhelmed, really sad. So it is worth stopping and analyzing. Why am I like this? What caused this feeling of sadness to me? Sometimes, my brothers, a single word said by someone is enough for you to find yourself rubbish, for you to think of yourself as a nobody. This is your expression. Sorry for those who have that name. There is a point where you have to pay close attention. Those around who do not resonate with any of this, at all times try to imbalance you. I will tell you why. You don't realize it, but you emanate light. You emanate an enviable way of living. You don't comment on news. You don't gossip. You don't talk about other people's lives. You don't judge anyone. You don't criticize anyone. So do you think it goes unnoticed? Do you think those around you don't realize it? That you are immune to the environment? So what do they do? By their very nature, because they are not awake, they don't like you to be different. Because they are not like that. So why do you have to be different? Then we are going to imbalance him. And then you suffer all sorts of attacks. Many times you become imbalanced because the attack is so deep. The attack is so violent that you are not yet immune to that type of attack. And then you become imbalanced. You are sad, often tearful, because you think, I don't deserve this. I am maintaining myself, trying to keep myself balanced, playing my part, and I'm just attacked. My brothers, when you think like that, and if you think you are poor things, think about what Sananda, Jesus, Christ, went through on earth. After the enlightenment he was already an evolved soul. He was already an evolved human being. And what did he go through? So why do you think that you have to be armored? Why do you think that you don't have to suffer at all? Because you are on the walk. Do you have to be protected against any kind of attack? Was it like that with Jesus? So you don't want to think you're better than anyone. Then I ask, did he, Sananda, in the figure of Jesus, give up? No, he never gave up. Even those who laughed, who did not believe, who condemned him, did not prevent him from continuing the journey. And that is what you have to do to continue the journey. My brothers, if it were easy, you would already be there. Why did Sananda, in the figure of Jesus, continue? Because his unconditional love was greater than all that. He wanted to pass on all the teaching he had to everyone. But he bothered so much, he took away the pillars of belief in such a way that he became an obstacle to those who wanted to remain in power. The rest of the story, you already know. So, my brothers, you will attract all sorts of suffering, all kinds of insults, all kinds of malicious comments, all kinds of imbalances. Because nobody can stand to see a person like you. Nobody can stand to see so much. I will say, they think like this. I can stand to see so much holiness anymore. He has become a saint now, that's how you look, and it bothers them a lot. Because they can't be like that. They are not like that. If they were, they wouldn't attack you. So always be ready to receive all sorts of things that make you imbalanced. So I tell the problem and try to help each one of you. So from now on you are hearing these words of mine, act as follows. When someone says something to you that you feel assaulted in some way or do not agree with what was said, you will say, he/she thinks so. I think differently. I am light. I am light. I am light. And I'm going to tell you this, that every time you do this, your brain will start to realize that it doesn't hate you anymore. And it will get to the point that you no longer hear. It is not being deaf. It is not listening to things that hurt you, not hearing things that get you off balance. Do this and you will see over time. Returning to the subject of negative feelings. So you as a soul, as human beings, as human consciences, always like to remember negative things. Because you have not forgiven. Because you haven't forgotten that pain. Because whoever forgives does not return to the subject. The subject died. What if someone remembers, hey, what about that past? No, I forgave, it's over. And the matter ends. You don't have to explain. I didn't forgive for this, for that. I forgave and it was over. In the matter. Then you will be demonstrating to the universe that you have forgiven. It doesn't bring you anything else. What you went through, but you forgave. Then that pain won't come again. Because as long as you talk about it, and it comes back with a little intensity, you haven't totally forgiven. That has to come back neutral. You have to talk about it neutrally, without putting sadness or anger, or hurt, or hatred, or anger in it. As long as you don't get it, you haven't forgiven. And there each time you emanate a negative feeling. Every time you emanate or remember something negative, that energy builds up and all of that is passed on to your etheric body. And those guardians start to get a little uncomfortable because you are throwing a negative energy quantum into your etheric body. And then those guardians, which are the chakras, will become imbalanced over time. And then, it's the story I already told yesterday. Likewise, your physical body are exposed to the environment. So the environment also changes your energy. How to explain the environment? A work environment, where everyone just complains, where there are only tyrannical, authoritarian chiefs. This company has a negative energy because love is not worshipped there. Superiority, obedience, is worshipped in exchange for maintaining your job. Another example, you go somewhere that you don't even know. Someone's house, a doctor's office, a store. You enter and that environment there also does not have a good egregore. You don't know that. You never went in there. But when you enter, your aura captures all that energy that is there. And it reaches your physical body and ends up in your etheric body, unbalancing those guardians too. It's where you often go in some places and you shiver, you feel bad, and you don't know what it is. So I would tell you that when this happens, turn around and leave immediately, so that that amount of energy which you have already absorbed is infinitely small. Let's think about indoors. I'm going to quote from parties to large crowds at shows. At parties, depending on the number of people, there you have all sorts of feelings. You have the joy of some, you have the sadness of others, some are jealous, you have the anger of those who cannot have that. You have all sorts of feelings there. Add to that the drink. The drink itself, the alcoholic drink, it already attracts souls who roam the planet and drink with you. So every time I'm drinking, will there be someone by my side drinking with me? I will not claim that every time. I will say it depends on where you will be. A party is a concentration of people. It is an emanation of great energy, which draws attention. And these beings know that in this type of event, there is no protection, there is no spiritual protection, because everyone there is drinking. So they can come over drink, and they can also get fed up with drinking. Many are spiritually sufficient, so they will not carry that addicted friend along. The party is over, person stops drinking, that friend leaves. Why? Because that person, that being, he is not a being that has bad thoughts. He is not a being that vibrates negatively. He only drank that day, so that spirit will not accompany him, because he will not be able to take anything away from him, because he exudes positive energy. He just drank with him, shared the same drink. Very well. Now there are those who don't. There are those who are negative. There are those who have negative attitudes, who are negative human beings. So that little friend, that new addicted friend, will accompany him wherever he goes, until he either rises energetically or finds that he is possessed. I cannot say here that this happens in 100% of cases. I am counting the majority. Most happen that way. So it's like I said. Now I'm going to talk of the shows. So you can be in a concert hall, everyone in there, happy for the show you are watching. Then it will depend on the type of music, what is being emanated inside. Whether it's loud music, with superior lyrics, or just a good symphony, that's fine. But most don't. Most shows play what? The songs of sadness, the songs of betrayal, the songs of drunkenness. Then look at the energy that is already prevailing in that environment. Aside the drink, too. It is in everyone. So what about the big shows? There is no comment. Add to all that I already said. The drugs that roll around easily, taking the conscience and the total balance of those who consume them. So those are totally possessed. That is where many of you hear cases that so and so was drugged, came home and assaulted everyone, killed the father, killed the mother, killed I don't know who. Why? He was out of his awareness, but he was also not alone. It is my brothers. You have no idea what happens in these meetings of people. You don't even want to know. If you could see, I guarantee that no one would go. If you could see what we see, you would not be doing any more shows. First, because the negative energy often comes from those who are playing, from those who are singing. Because some bands are connected with the evil one, and each song they make, they put the energy there, and whoever sings goes along. I would be here talking millions of things to you about what you shouldn't do. But the world is there. You have been used to it. You live it. Teaching how to get rid of it all after each event like this is of benefit to you who understand, for you who accept what is being said. So for you, I would say that when you get home, immediately straight to the shower, and realize that you are taking a bath of violet light, lots of violet light, that the water that falls violet, and if possible, the entire body, because you forget your head. Where's the brain? Where's the point of manipulation? In the head. And then you come and bathe from the neck down. What good did it do? Manipulation is not by the body, it is by the head. So it's taking a whole shower, from head to toe, seeing yourselves involved in violet light. Then many women will say, but am I going to sleep with wet hair? I think this is the least problem you have, isn't it? Wrap in a towel, dry, do anything. If you want to get rid of everything that you have brought, do it. Now if you don't want to, you want to be full of little friends stuck in your mind, very well. Let them stay. Take a simple shower and leave them there, manipulating your mind. That's simple. Now, that's what I said. Telling those who don't believe in anything, To do this, then it starts to get difficult. But at least you convince them to take a whole bath. Invent whatever it is, so that at least a good deal of the negative energy is eliminated. And what can you do? When they are taking a shower, you mentalize them under a violet light. It works. You will clean one by one from your family. So this is one more thing that you can do to keep yourself balanced, to keep those in your family balanced. Mainly young people who attend this type of event. Do this. Have them bathe from head to toe and see them enveloped in a violet light. Watch that water coming out of the violet shower and you will be cleaning them all. As you can see, this subject is extensive and I will not finish it here today. Because your etheric body is one that maintains balance. And I will still say that he receives all exchanges from other bodies. But this is for later, let's go slowly. So the matter does not end here, there is still much to be said. We continue next week. I am the Archangel Michael. What I want every day is to give you tools for protection and balance. I hope you agree with them. Thank you for watching.